As photographers, we tend to take a lot of photos, and as parents, we tend to take even more. But what do we end up doing with all those photos that we take? If you're anything like my family, you might have a few photos from your wedding day or maybe a family session that you had done a few years ago hanging up on the walls. That's certainly the case for us. But last month, I took close to 500 photos of my family. And where are they now? They're on my computer. Well, recently I decided to do something about it and hang some of our photos on the wall. Real quick, I would just want to say thank you to canvasdiscount.com for sponsoring today's video. As you'll see in a minute, they just did a top-notch job in helping me create an awesome statement wall that the kids get so excited every time they walk by. And they were kind enough to give you 15% off of your order when you use the code BEGINNERPHOTO15 at checkout. 2 years ago, we had gotten some family photos taken. I bought a large frame and matted some of the photos to hang in our house. Now, they look good. I was happy with the results, and we always get compliments from friends and family when they come over. But our 2 and 5-year-olds are now 4 and 7, and I thought that it would be time to update our photos that are on display. On top of that, we have also done some updating to our house, and we wanted to decorate a new wall with these family photos. So when I shoot weddings professionally, I shoot photos that I know will look good in a wedding album. So knowing exactly where these photos would end up, I went to work to design the wall before I even took the photos. I knew that I wanted canvas prints as they just have a physical quality that it just feels warm and it just jumps off the wall. So after measuring the wall, we had 68 inches of wall space to play with. Knowing we wanted to take up a large portion of it, I ended up with the design of one large 24 by 36 group family photo and 4 individual 12 by 12 photos that will hang off to the sides. That would give us 60 inches wide. We give 2-inch gap between the photos, and that's 64 inches. Perfect. So I spent the afternoon taking family photos and ended up with some real winners that I was really pleased with. That can be hard with kids sometimes. Next step was to head to canvasdiscount.com to buy the individual canvas prints. Their site is intuitive and made creating the perfect canvas really easy. Now, I haven't bought a canvas in a while, but canvasdiscount.com had no issues with the image formatting or the aspect ratio. They even had tools that allowed me to zoom in and readjust my image just to make sure that it was perfectly centered just the way that I wanted it to be. They also had a neat option that allows you to choose what happens on the edge of the canvas that gets wrapped. I chose stretched. I thought that it would give the photo more focus and be the least distracting of all the options, but if I were to order them again, I would probably pick either black or mirrored. 4 or 5 days later, the giant package arrived at our door, and the kids were so excited. Like opening presents on Christmas Day excited. It was so much fun to see their faces as we unpacked the images. My first impression, honestly, was just simply wow. We are so used to seeing photos on a computer screen, and seeing them in person, holding them in your hands, is just always so much fun. Because the images that I printed were black and white, the stretched area that I chose for the canvas edge ended up looking like a barcode, which my son thought was really cool. I went to work to hang the photos. Now, I also ordered the hardware kit that you can buy from canvasdiscount.com to hang the photos, but to be honest, I really had no idea how to mount it properly. I tried with the string anyway, and I found that it had too much slack, so I was clearly doing something wrong there, but I just ran to the store and I purchased some canvas hanger command strips. After that, the install was simple and turned out great. The kids love seeing themselves large on the wall. Because I ordered the canvas large, I opted for the XL frame, which increases the frame thickness from 3/4 inch to 1.5 inches, and I'm really glad that I did. At first I thought, well, this is just going to hang on the wall, it's not really going to see much movement, so is there really a need to pay a few extra bucks to make that frame a little bit thicker? But not only does the XL frame feel much better in your hands, but it really makes your photo jump off the wall. It feels more immersive when you're viewing the image, and when you're going for a statement piece, that's exactly what you want. Now that it's been a few days, we've actually completely abandoned the original design and tried putting the photos just in different parts of the house. Now, what is cool about the 12 by 12 canvases is that I thought that they were simply going to be complementary to the 24 by 36, but they can hold their own on a wall. We moved the large family photo into the entryway of the house, but kept the 12 by 12 canvases on the original wall, and it's just the extra splash of flavor that we were looking for to decorate our house. Like I mentioned in the beginning, canvasdiscount.com was so kind to give you 15% off of your order if you use the code BEGINNERPHOTO15. So if you're thinking about hanging some photos around your home, have a plan for them, even if you do change those plans later. My biggest piece of advice is just whatever size you think that you need, get one size larger. There is nothing worse than being excited about a photo to arrive only to find that it just gets swallowed by the size of your wall. Photos are meant to be displayed, so display them large. That's it. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed, be sure to check out canvasdiscount.com and start displaying your memories today.